Hello, raving fans. This is Diane Cardano with the June edition of the Hot Off the Press Market Report. And we are celebrating National Homeownership Month throughout the month of June. And boy, oh boy, do we have a bunch of news to celebrate with. And the good news is, the news is very good. I started out last month's report talking about existing home sales. Let me show you. Well, the latest existing home sales report is in, and we can see that it shot up in February and March. And if we take a look at it, it's really cascading upward. If we take a look at growth nationwide, we can see that there are people out there buying houses in every single region of the country. No matter which region we look at, we're way over sales from last year. Now, obviously, the Northeast is just a little bit over compared to last year because of the winter we had. If you're not sure what I mean, just call up a friend in Boston and ask him how that past winter was. It's not just the existing home sales that excites us. What we can see is that houses are selling in every single price category. Let me show you. Obviously, the $0 to $100,000 price category had a lot of distressed properties in it over the years, and those distressed properties are drying up. There are less foreclosures, less short sales, so that number is still low, but in every other pricing category, starting at $100,000, we're seeing a very nice increase in sales over last year. Well, that's nice and a healthy market. And if we take even a deeper look at it, we can see on a month-to-month basis, both existing home sales and new home sales, that each month we're doing a little bit better. Check this out. On the existing home sales front, we tied last January. However, when we take a look at February, and we take a look at March, we exceeded the numbers from last year. Perhaps the best news is the trend we're seeing in foot traffic. It is, of course, the thing that starts everything off. How many people are actually out looking at houses? Let me take a look. This slide shows foot traffic this year versus last year. And we can see that the numbers over the last several months have really been strong. And when we compare it to last year's numbers, it should make us very confident moving forward. People will try to tell us that the American dream of homeownership is dead. But I have to tell you that it's simply not true. There should be no doubt that the fact that Americans really strongly believe in homeownership and the value of it. Check out this next slide. When compared to stocks and mutual funds, gold, savings accounts, and CDs, and compared to bonds, the American people rank real estate as the #1 best long-term investment. Now, all this great news is leading to what? Houses selling quickly. And we can see on the national map that in many parts of the country, houses are selling quicker than 45 days. Now, you know my average is 26 days. Now, all of that, the number of houses selling and the excitement of the market, the fact that houses are selling quick. That's all good news to us, no doubt about it. However, we do have a challenge that's being created by all this demand, and it's all cutting the supply pretty dramatically. Now, let's look at the inventory level numbers year over year. On this slide, we can see that for the first time in 4 months, we're actually over last year, but it's still way below the normal 6-month inventory from normal market. But this is the only cautionary part of the news. If we don't see the inventory continue to rise, we may start to see prices rise quickly. Now, you might argue that, well, prices rising really helps in the way it does, but also remember that if we have rising prices and interest rates do start to pick up more and more, buyers may be forced back up on the fence, and we don't want to see that. Let's examine these price trends. Although nowhere near the year-over-year increases to 2012 and 2013, prices have continued to grow, have returned to historic norms of 3% to 5%, and most experts predict that percentage growth of about 6% for 2015. Now, all of this sustained growth in prices has led the drive to media to start asking, is there another housing bubble about to take place? Well, here's the good news for rising prices. It's still a seller's market. In short term, it's okay. The supply is not keeping pace with surging demand, and I expect rising prices will persuade those who may be on the fence about listing their home to do so in the coming months, leading to a closer parity between supply and demand. As prices go up, people are feeling more confident. We're no longer talking about people coming out of negative equity, and we're seeing people now having significant positive equity. Well, folks, that's a wrap for June report. Stay tuned later this month for a blog paying tribute to June being the National Home Ownership Month. I'm going to have some great pictures and stories and statistics that will open your eyes and surprise you. And don't forget, Wednesday, June 17th, please be my VIP guest at my Home Seller Seminar. Just go to homesharkseminar.com to sign up. And also my blog fans have access to my toolkit, my 8 secret strategies. Just go to homesellertoolkit.com. Have a great June.